Hi all, welcome to my strategy video for Tales of the Arabian Nights. It's a table that I looked forward to a lot and I'm glad we finally have it in FX3. Yes, it's the only table that I ever played in another game before FX3, so it was nice to have a bit of familiarity with it. The table has interesting strategy to it, but it is quite hard to pull it off exactly, so you usually have to settle for compromise, and I'll show you exactly that in this video, as I did pretty well, but then kind of fizzled out a bit towards the end, and still ending with a big score because I set up the strategy right in the beginning. As always, refer to the description and the timestamps if you don't want to watch the whole video. And then also the shot map will be discussed next. I point out some of the important shots. There is only one ramp on this table, but it diverts into 5 different directions. The genie is obviously very important, but it's a dangerous shot. Similarly, the lamp, very important but also dangerous. And then lastly, what I want to point out is the Bazaar scope, which you need to be able to shoot from both flippers. First off, we start with the skill shot. You just kind of have to practice a bit, see how hard you have to pull. It's not that important in the game, but it's always nice to get. Then I try and hit the lamp, but in this case I missed it. But if you hit the lamp, there's a short ball saver on, and it forms a big part of this table to spin that lamp. Then, whenever the Bazaar is lit, I try and go for it. In this case, it rewarded me with 15 lamp hits, which is great, because it also lit Make-A-Wish. But before I'm gonna collect Make-A-Wish, I'm first gonna see if I can get the ruby. There, I got it, and that's basically by, after Make-A-Wish is lit, you get shooting stars on both sides by hitting the target banks, and then you get 2 jewels rather than just 1 that you can collect in the Bazaar hole. Okay, so like I mentioned, a big part of the strategy on this table is to spin the lamp, because you can see next to the lamp on the left there's little blue dots, and that indicates how many lamp spins are stored, which basically means that for the rest of the game, for each ball you start already with those amount of ball spins, and that can end in huge end of ball bonuses, especially if you also get your end of ball multiplier maxed, which is at 12 unless you get in the Bazaar times 3 end of ball multiplier. So you can see the lamp bonus there on the left. Yeah, it's already 1.4 million. It was a really bad ball, but luckily for me, in the rest of the game I progressed well. So I also got the locks from the Bazaar, and I'm gonna start a multiball, because the multiball is a great opportunity to basically go for the lamp. Okay, there we go, the Bazaar award 3 times. End of ball bonus up to times 6 already. To get the end of ball bonus, you have to beat those captive balls, the left one and the right one, and you have to hit it alternately. Sometimes certain things reset it again so you can hit it on both sides, but in general you have to hit it alternately. Okay, first ball locked. I usually don't go for the missions because the genie is a dangerous guy to hit, ironically, on the table. It's important, but yes, not all that worthwhile. But in this case, I went for the mission and I collected it in the ramp. And I saw the extra ball was lit, and that's why I nudged the ball over to the left so that I can collect it as quickly as possible. The table's got quite a few extra balls. 3 of them you can get relatively easy, and that is basically from 8 million score, then also from 4 jewels, and then from tiger loops, which basically when the little pink tiger loop signs are lit at the orbits, you just shoot the ball through there, and if you do it 6 times, then you get the extra ball lit. I am ready to obey. I only go for jewels for the Make-A-Wish, except if it gives you 3 times tiger loops. So let's start the multiball.
Here it comes.
And first thing I'm going to do, try and control the ball so that I can get the lamp. The lamp is already in lightning mode, so I'm just waiting a bit for it to cool down. But meanwhile, I took a chance there to increase my end of ball multiplier. Okay, spinning the lamp. Oh, missed up there. But let's see if I can get a rematch. There we go. If you don't get a jackpot when you lose the balls, then you get a rematch and you restart the multiple. Similar to like Creature from the Black Lagoon. Few more hits for the lamp. So now there I got the jackpot, and shooting star saved me there on the left. It's not something I go for specifically, the shooting star, but it is very handy. It's too short lasting for you to actually go for it on purpose the whole time, because you'll get it wrong.
Banish the genie.
There we go, start the next lamp spin. You can see my lamp spin saves already at 60. You can save a maximum of 119. Initially I thought it was only 60, but I found out in this game actually that it goes to 119. End of that, but I got the 8 million extra ball as well. You can save up to 3 make-a-wishes. I only had 1 there. So yeah, collect jewel.
The jewel of the Cyclops is now yours.
Hit the lamp again. Oh no, went for the multiplier, because I already know it's going to give me lots of points. There we go, max 12. Oh, yo. Ball is very bouncy on this table. Yes, yeah. And because of that, sometimes it's hard to control the ball if it starts bouncing around. And that was a good example of that. But on the other hand, it doesn't easily slip off if it comes from the inlanes.
The tale of Alibaba.
Tale of Alibaba is relatively easy to get if you don't get it through the Make-A-Wish, because you just have to hit those target banks there on the left about 6 times or so. But let's see, I'm going to go for the lamp again, because I want to get my lamp saves up. Oh no, I'm going for sesame. Okay. The important thing is, if you start the final mode, the wizard mode, then your multipliers get reset, and that makes a huge difference. So of course you're going to go for fighting the genie, but keep it in mind. There was a nice nudge safe on the right. I'm not very good with it on this table again, because it's so bouncy and you're more likely to bounce it out than keep it in. Anyway, so if you're close to starting the wizard mode, don't bother about building up your inner ball multipliers, because you might just lose it and it's all in vain and you took a risk for nothing. But I think in this case it actually works to my benefit, because let's see, I can't remember exactly, but I think I'm going to lose the ball before I start the wizard mode. The later in the game, collect bonus is also something that you want to do. There, I took it, and look at that, 14 million just for nothing, basically. And I took it as well because I knew I was getting close with the spelling Open Sesame.
I have big points for you.
Okay, well, that's not worth much. If you play tournament mode, that's all you get from a Bazaar ever, 250,000, which is nothing. Okay, now I'm gonna try and get that. Yep. You can shoot the ramp from the left, but it's not strong enough to go around so that you, for instance, can get a jewel. But yeah, there I got it from the lamp spins. There we start the first phase of the wizard mode. During this phase you don't lose your multipliers yet. I find this mode quite treacherous just because the ball, for instance, comes out at a different spot from the loop there. You don't expect it. You have to kill 6 or so skeletons. If you don't shoot them soon enough, then they actually increase. I've never lost the mode, but I have failed many times. Like there, unfortunately. Okay, but luckily for us it doesn't end the wizard mode. But yeah, nice end of ball bonus here again. How many lamp hits do I have stored already? I think I'm close to max, maybe 900 or so. Yes, and yeah, that's great. So there you can see that's the core to the strategy of this table. Increase your lamp spins. Then also each genie hit awards you end of ball bonus, and then each jewel you collect. Yeah, and then you also have to maximize your multipliers. So in this case I'm not going to bother, just because I started the last fight against the genie to save the princess. So my trick, if you can call it, for the wizard mode for this battle is very simple. You have unlimited ball save, but that kind of puts you into this false sense of security that you don't have to worry about keeping the balls in. But the trick is that as soon as the ball is out of the field of play, it gives the genie an upper hand. So you have to work really hard, concentrate really hard to just kind of keep the balls in play. Don't let them slip through. It does happen, of course, but the longer you can keep all 4 balls in play, and the sooner you can get a ball that went out into play again, the better chance you have of beating the genie. And since I've made that subtle shift, I've won basically all of my genie battles, where before, where I just let balls through, or let's say not focusing on keeping the balls in, I lost quite a few and I could never understand why. Anyway, so try that, it works well. Genie battles can last for quite a while. I've tried to think, but I think it's the only mode or mission on any table where I actually physically get tired afterwards, my arms and my fingers, because you have to keep on hitting that launch button, and then you also have to keep on mashing the buttons in a coordinated way, but still you just keep on mashing away for a couple of minutes. But this one didn't last too long, which I was grateful for, and now you get a nice 20 million bonus for defeating the genie. But as you already saw, if you have your end of ball multipliers up and you have your lamp spins up, then you can actually get very close to 20 million. So the genie battle is not the end all and be all of scoring on this table. And from now on in, I'm going to just try and maximize my end of ball multiplier. And I think my lamp hits, I'm not at the full 119 yet that gets stored. So let's try and do that first. You'll also see on the outlines after winning the genie battle, then special is lit, which basically rewards you with an extra ball. It's a very hard thing to go for on purpose, so you must try and start a multi-ball. But yes, at least if you lose your last ball on the outlane, it will save you. So that was a very good start to this game. It wasn't my first ball, but yes, it's good. Okay, going for the tiger loops. Only 2 of 6 down already. If you hit a tiger loop, it's still lit for a short little while. The way you prepare it is like that, going through the in lane, and then the opposite tiger loop gets lit. Ooh, nice nudge save there. Nudged towards the right. You always nudge in the opposite direction of what you want the ball to go. Basically nudge towards the side. Okay, 3 times multiplier. Now I can honestly say if from here on to the end I just focused on that and didn't get sidetracked, which is easy to do, then I would have been able to get even a bigger score than I have at the end of this game. But anyways, I'm still happy with the score, and now it leaves me something for the future to chase down. So you can see my lamp hits. I almost have all three the blue lights lit. If you have all three lit, at the moment it's 60 and 45 that's lit. So what's that, 105? So if I get 15 more lamp spins, then it is 120, but they award you only with 190. And then you'll see that blue smoke trail is lit permanently. Okay, so what I'm going for now actually is purposely trying to get the tiger loops. I'm going to try backhand there. It is possible to backhand both orbits. It's not straightforward. You have to give a little nudge towards the side of the table, the closest side, and then you can flick it back, similar to Creature and on Monster Bash. I also decided at this stage that a good strategy might be to try and do a multiballs, and rather than go for the genie, which is close for multiball, I'm going to go for Harem multiball. But I first built my interval multiplier up, and now I'm going to try and get the lamp to the last notch so that I have 119 spins saved. This mode, you basically just have to shoot, like all the modes on this table, just shoot the lit lanes. But yeah, it's not the most important thing on this table, ironically, to do. Okay, one more hit. I haven't mentioned it yet, don't shoot the lamp from the right if you can help it at all, because that is when you get in trouble. Always try and shoot it from the left. Okay, so there we have extra ball lit from tiger loops.
Boys will be boys.
You can get another extra ball at 20 tiger loops, but I actually haven't gotten that right yet. So in this last few minutes of play, it doesn't look like I've actually achieved anything score-wise, but matter of fact, I've built up my end of ball multiplier. So I know already I'm going to get around 20 million at the end of this ball if I lose it, so that's great. Okay, didn't do much of that Harem multiball, which is a pity, but I did get the lamp up. So now I have one Make-A-Wish. I took a risk there. I don't usually go for the fireball because it is too risky to shoot the genie, but sometimes you just can't resist. I forgot to light the ruby again. The ruby you can light again, the ruby around the genie's neck for each new ball. You can only do it once per ball, but for each new ball you can light it again. And that's by far your quickest and easiest way to get all the jewels. So at this stage I was really well positioned to try and challenge the current top score, which is just over 200 million. And but yeah, it's never good to kind of have those kind of thoughts in your head. Just play the game. So I see the lamp is not quite yet at 120. I have to get it once more, and then it will. Oh man, that was a bad one. Just caught it at the wrong spot. But yeah, look now, end of ball bonus is great. Almost 20 million.
Shoot again.
You can't really beat that on this table with anything else. So like I mentioned, if I just focused on end of ball bonus, I would have been able to put on a much bigger score. I do somewhat, but I also get sidetracked with other things. That's a sneak into the Harem hidden passage. There are 2 hidden passages in the back. Oh man, lost the ball there. So there, because I didn't focus on maximizing, I miss out on basically 20 million points, or let's say 18 million points. It's ridiculous, but anyways, that's what you have. Well, not 18, 17, well, either way, it's bad. Still in ball 2 though, and this stage I was close to my current high score, so I already knew I was going to beat it, which is always a good feeling. Just with that hit, I knew I got it, because my high score was 104. Ooh. Okay, 3 times multiplier. Ooh, missed it there. Go for some more tiger loops. There was a nice life catch. It's not so easy to do on this table because it's very bouncy and the slope is actually a bit flat. You need a faster ball to be able to do life catches cleanly, else it's very bouncy like that. Look at that. It almost got me in trouble. 2 jewels down. Spin that lamp. I still want to get that permanent blue trail going. Go for the Bazaar. I find going for the Bazaar easier from the left, but you can also backhand it from the right. It's your preference, whatever works for you best. So the kickbacks, the shooting stars are lit. So I use that as an opportunity to take a bit more of a risk to go for the end of ball multiplier. Nice. 6 times, 7 times. Tale of Alibaba, that's the one where you have to spell sesame. It's good to nudge when the ball comes from the genie. So far in this game I've been very lucky, but many times if you hit the genie and you see this ball starts wiggling around before it drops, just nudge. And it gives you a much better chance of saving the ball. Else it oftentimes shoots straight down the middle. You might be able to save it if you quickly enough, but in general you don't expect it. So yeah, oftentimes I lose the ball like that. Okay, let's see if I can get that lamp. One more hit, that's a bad position, but you have to kind of get it on the edge, but yeah, it's shot back. Ooh, almost there. But at this stage I should have focused still on increasing the multiplier. And the fireball 1.2, so I'm gonna go for it, which again in this case is actually not all that worthwhile. Almost lost the ball there. Because just by getting the end of ball multiplier up, it would score much more than that one. Well, what was that? 700 million. Go for the Bazaar. Oops, pure close. Just save it.
Open sesame. Shoot ramp to collect.
There we go. So now the blue trail will stay permanently lit. I will have 119 lamp spins for all the balls till the end of the game. Go for a backhand. Nope. Trying to go for the jewel. Missed it. Because I don't want to collect to make a wish, because that will basically give me the same jewel, and I think I'm going to do it now, which is sad. So I could have had 2 jewels, but now I only have, oh no, collect bonus. There we go. Once you're at this stage of the game, you always collect bonus when it's offered to you.
This is my last one.
Ah, nice. Light locks. So let's try and get that going so that I can have the multi-ball again. And you can store up to 3 make a wishes. So if you start a multi-ball, you can spin the lamp 3 times with the lightning lamp in between. Try and not hit the lightning lamp. It is decent points, but not as much as kind of getting jewels and getting to the genie battle. Don't know what I tried there, but that wasn't good. There we go. Got that jewel. You need a clean shot to collect the jewel. So like I mentioned earlier, backhand won't be good enough for that from the left flipper. See if I can do something good with this multiball. I can also use the multiball to increase your end of ball multipliers. I think I'm what, at 8 or 9 or something like that. Ooh, almost lost the ball. Again, almost lost it. There we go, jackpot. Make sure that the next jackpot is ready, and then I can spin the lamp if I'm able to get a clean shot. Unfortunately, I lost the ball there, but and I missed the genie for a, what was that, 1.3 million or so. Unfortunately, that didn't work out too well, but it's also not the worst. Okay, one shot away from starting Harem multiple on the left. Sinbad in the Rock's also an easy one. You literally just have to shoot the ball. There, I nudged because the ball was getting out of control there. There was a good chance it was going to shoot down straight the middle. Yes, so this mode is an easy one. You can quickly get it just by hitting the ball once into the bumpers. And you just saved it there. Nice nudge save there. There we go. Oh no, missed it. But yeah, it starts the Harem multiball. I'm going to try my best now to get the end of ball multiplier going. Up to 12 times, I mean. And it's also reasonable points, but that's definitely not my focus. Okay, hit the right one. Oops, no, spinning the lamp. So it seems I'm going for Make-A-Wish rather than... Not strong enough there. So we've got one Make-A-Wish down. And unfortunately lost the ball again. Oh no, this was not enough to get Make-A-Wish. Or maybe it's not active in that mode, I don't know. I didn't pay close enough attention now. 11 times, one more hit, and then it's 12 times, then it's maxed. Unless I get it as a Bazaar award for 3 times more. The Bazaar award, I don't specifically try to light it. You'll see the stand-up targets right next to the ramp. And then also right next to the Bazaar hole, and then also if you hit the Bazaar hole scoop itself, it increases the Bazaar letters, I think by 3 or so. Oh, that was my mistake. That's a very important thing, especially on the fast Williams tables. Only flip when you essentially have to. So in that case, I anticipated the ball was going to come to the left flipper, and because I lifted up, it just bounced on the right and straight underneath the left. So if I didn't lift the left flipper, it would have dead bounced safely over. So yes. I forgot to look at the end of ball bonus now, but it would have been quite good. So now I'm on my last ball, and all I must do now is just focus on hitting the end of ball multiplier bonus, get it up. But I think I'm going to get sidetracked, unfortunately. Yes, why am I hitting the genie? I thought I was going to start lock again, but it didn't. It just gave me genie award. Okay. Yeah, those kind of things. I'm not an expert actually on these tables. I just kind of figure things out as I go along. I read up a lot and I watch videos and watch other guys play and so forth. Pinball with 45B is a great guy to watch playing. He streams live quite often, and he's a beta tester for the game, and he knows his stuff. Plays real pinball as well. So I learn a lot from him. But the guide for the table will probably come out, and then there's also in the description I link to the real table guides. So that's worthwhile to read as well. But yes, I don't know everything about the tables, that's why I link to the guides. And there I did exactly the same again. Lifted the flipper in anticipation. That's the end of the game, and I didn't build my multiplier up, so it's sad. Could have had another 15 million for nothing, but that's the way it goes. So yes, it was a good game. You could see the strategy in action. It's quite straightforward, but it is difficult to pull it off, and you can get distracted quite easily. So I think I look forward to playing it again in a couple of months, because it is great fun. Yes, I hope this guide helped you a bit to approach the table in a different manner. And yeah, once you figure out a safe way to increase the lamp scores, you can score big on this table.